Microsoft, okay. 2024 is going to be the worst year ever, I'm calling it. Microsoft closes Redfall developer Arcane Austin, Hi-Fi Rush developer Tango Gameworks, and more in devastating cuts at Bethesda. It's like, first of all, no one saw this coming. Even the studios were literally blindsided. They're like, what? Excuse me? Like, so for example, and I've never heard of this happen before. And Derek, you might know, you might have, I don't know if this ever happened. Because they shut down the studio, they're setting up like a credit website for anyone who bought the Redfall Bite Back edition. So that way they don't have to like finish the DLC. I thought they were legally obligated to. I didn't know they could like just say, hey, never mind.
I guess because the actual studio is shutting down, there might be like a fail-safe of like, hey, we're just going to refund everybody because nobody's here anymore to support this game. So
right. It's just like, it's just crazy. And apparently the reasons they want to focus on like, what was it? It wasn't high priority. High impact games, which my like tin hat theory is that they saw how insane Fallout did show wise, saw how everyone wants a new Fallout game. They said, hey, we need to get Fallout out sooner. So what if we just kill these companies that are providing lower games and use that money / like managing resource and put it into, the next Skyrim, the next Fallout. That's like, that's where I'm going with that. Discuss.
Yeah, but at the same time, right? Like, that's not really going to make it so that the game comes out faster. It just means that they're going to dump more resources into it.
Yeah, but resources mean manpower. Manpower means faster, theoretically. Like, if they say, oh, we're going to have the game out by 2030, but then they hire 100 more people to put on this project, then I would imagine it's going to come out sooner. In fact, I would put money down that it's going to come down sooner because this is happening. They're like, okay, now that you don't have to worry about these managing these studios, just like, what do you need to make Fallout 5? Like, what do you need to make this work?
And this was definitely like a Microsoft decision, not a Bethesda decision. Like, they're like, we need these games now. Because, and like, it is very sad that they are shutting all these studios down. But Tango Games in particular literally releases nothing but banger games. Like, Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush was literally like one of the top games last year. Like, I just like, it makes no sense. Like, Arcane Austin, okay, like, Redfall was like definitely a severe flop. And they knew that going out. Like, before they released the game, they were like, this game's gonna flop. Like, there was no marketing for it. The game just kind of came out, and that was it. Nobody played it. Everything was terrible. But, like, I don't know. This is literally Xbox being like, hey, Bethesda, shut up. Make Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and that's all you're doing from now on. No more of this, like, side nonsense, which really has me concerned for games like Prey. Like,
oh, never gonna happen.
id Software will survive on Doom, but like, they're not doing anything else. I have a feeling the micromanaging for Bethesda is like so high right now from Microsoft, like micromanaging them, that like Phil Spencer goes in there with like a whip and is like, he's like, how's Elder Scrolls 6? What year are we looking at? And they're like 2028, and he's like,
no, 2026.
He's like, let's make that 2026.
I'm actually,
it's bad. It's scary. Like, I really don't think you'll ever see another Dishonored game, and that's sad.
It is very sad.
Arcane makes Dishonored. Like, I don't think you're going to see that again. Evil Within never coming out again is like really sad because who is it, George? The original writer of Resident Evil worked on those games.
Yeah, Shinji Mikami.
Yeah. Like, that was his passion project. And honestly, Evil Within series was kind of better than like the last 3 or 4 Resident Evil games we've gotten. Sorry, Capcom. But like, it is like, it baffles me. It is a scary time for Bethesda right now. And like Fallout fans and Elder Scrolls fans rejoice because you're getting your paydays for these things. But like, all these other side projects that these Bethesda studios make and that are like really good games, I don't know. It's a scary future for them. That's it. That's my TED Talk.
That was
It was
beautiful.
beautiful, man.
Well, they're like, wow. the hero.
Here's another question, though, right? Because Arcane itself, the studio, is not fully being shut down. Just the Austin studio is being shut down.
Well,
no,
but Derek's
still there.
Yeah, but Derek's point was that it's
I know.
now. Yeah, now we're worried that these games aren't going to happen because they're just going to,
Yeah. And it's only a matter of time then, right? Because like if they're shutting down like Austin and whatever, like they say that the Lyon one will continue to focus, but for how long? Until they go, Bethesda needs more money. Hurry up, here you go. This is on top of every other layoff and like closing that we've had. 2024 absolutely sucks for gaming so far.
Oh yeah.
What sucks for gaming? NES Championship Edition comes out next month.
Paper Mario this month.
Paper Mario.
Luigi's Mansion 2 in July.
You're right. 2024 is great for Nintendo because every other gaming company is screwing it up.
Nintendo has won this year.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's going to be hard because like Elden Ring DLC comes out in June, and like that's going to be a banger. So,
so I was actually hoping to play Redfall when it was more updated, and I just thought it'd be a fun, dumb experience for all four of us, like because it's 4-player co-op.
Right.
They were working on an offline mode, and apparently, again, it just all got cut short.
Yep.
And mind you, this goes back on what Phil Spencer said like months ago. He's like, "Hey, we know it wasn't well received, but hey, we're going to work on this and make it, what we believe will be a great experience." Okay. As he flushes the toilet on our dreams. Granted, I don't think maybe they saw like behind the scenes server wide, like literally no one is playing this. There's no putting our resources here actually doesn't make any sense. This is actually, hold on a second. So 2x4 from the comments who donated earlier, which I really appreciate. He was just talking about how Fallout 2 is getting a full remake in Fallout 4's engine. I just want to make sure this isn't.
I'm pretty sure that was a fan project.
Oh, is it a fan project? Oh, okay. I was thinking it's official. Oh, my bad. But that'd be really cool, though. Sorry. If it was official, then it falls under Bethesda, and I thought it'd be interesting. Which, I was totally down for a remaster for 1 and 2. I don't know why they don't port it to the console, but. Whatever.
Apparently 2's amazing. Like I've never played 1 or 2, but
Rob,
apparently 2 is like. You played them, Rob? Rob gave a seal of approval
for the audio listeners.
Yeah,
I kind of zoned out for a second there, but no, it's if you go into Fallout 1 and 2 and by extension Tactics, we don't talk about Brotherhood of Steel, but if you go into those three expecting what you've already gotten with 3, 4, and New Vegas. You're not going to have a good time. You need to expect that it's going to be a more, let's say, seeing as I don't know what people will say about an isometric top-down RPG, expect it to be more tabletop-like.
Yeah, that's what I saw, but that's what makes it look interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what, I wanted.
Yeah, the mechanics are apparently really cool.
Don't let the temple intimidate you. It's just a couple of doors. Just figure it out. Click around. Look up an instruction manual. It's what we had to do back in the day. Read.
Yeah,
learn to read.
People in this call of ours don't know how to. So I'm
Rob, why would you out yourself like that? That's crazy.
Why would you out yourself like that? You know what I meant. You know who you are. Because it's not me and it's not George.
Oh my God, Derek.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
guy who doesn't have his camera on right now.
The guy controlling the camera, which is me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's my hamster. Dude, you don't know how to read? Get out of here.
You realize that I'm about a little under 2 months away from being able to slug you in the chest.
That's why I'm working out.
Right.
Anyway.
I'm building. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be ready for you.
Let's see. So Matt Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios, and I had to laugh. I think it's a funny last name.
That's a good name.
It's a good name. He I'm not gonna read this entire thing, but he does say to double down on these franchises and invest to build new ones requires to look across the business to identify the opportunities that are best positioned for success. This reprioritization of titles and resources means a few teams will be realigned. Others, however, our colleagues will be leaving us. It's like, yeah, but wasn't what was the game, Derek?
Hold on, I'm looking up Tango Games' games because I know. I'm like listening to his blasphemy as this guy spits it out. But Evil Within was a success, both of them. Hi-Fi Rush was like a critical success. Ghostwire Tokyo, okay, I like not for everybody. I'll give you that one. You know, you could have that one. I mean, that's pretty much been it for Tango Games, but like they were a part of ZeniMax for like ever before they branched off. So like they've been with Bethesda forever.
By the way, because of Alpha Dog Studios, Mighty Doom, that mobile game is turning off. So any microtransactions to that. What?
I didn't like that game, Rob. I don't think you liked it either, right? You tried it out.
Which one?
The Mighty Doom mobile game. It was like the Chibi Doom game.
Oh yeah, the one that had some predatory microtransactions.
Yeah. But apparently, like, people did like it, and like people were playing it and like obviously buying into like the microtransactions and stuff. But like, it's terrible that like that community is now dead.
I played it a bunch when it came out.
Really?
Right. It was like stupid fun.
Yeah, like those are the types of mobile games that I do enjoy playing. Are like the ones like that. I played a couple other ones similar to that, like Snaker and whatnot. Like, I don't know. Those are just the mobile games, aside from the stupid idle ones that just absorb my time because I could just sit there and go.
I genuinely don't understand idle games. I don't understand the appeal. But see, there's also this part. Now I read this further, I actually don't understand it, because he then says, with this consolidation of our Bethesda studio teams, so that we can invest more deeply in our portfolio of games and new IP. But like,
okay, new IP.
New IP. What? Well, yeah, it's like wasn't
Hi-Fi Rush was a brand new IP.
Right.
Was this? That's what. Screw you guys. Just say it. Just say you want Elder Scrolls and Fallout more often, so you're just going to double down on that garbage. Like, come on.
Garbage.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Let's be real for a second. 76 is a turnaround. They completely 180 that game.
They fixed it. Yeah.
Tell them, Rob.
I mean, they definitely brought it around, that's for sure. But, you know, I feel like maybe if you would focus more on the people making your game and maybe not allowing crunch conditions to happen and then doing layoffs when higher up corporate executives lose touch with reality, that'd be pretty cool. I like a quality game. I'd like a game that's not on the same friggin' engine that it's been on for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Well, probably not 20, but you know
maybe.
What I mean.
Morrowind. It's been at least since Morrowind, and that was the original Xbox, so
when did Morrowind come out?
Fact check.
There's the fact checker. Yeah, like I just now it just annoys me.
2002. Yeah. 22 years.
Oh yeah, 20 years then.
Couldn't these studios just work on a new IP? Couldn't you just then said, "Hey, they
did that with Starfield, and we got rehashed Fallout 4."
But that was the point of these like small studios, right? Like, so it used to be just Bethesda, and then Bethesda made Arcane, id, Tango Games to make these smaller games while they focused on Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So like, what's the like deal? Like, I don't get it.
Oh, I get it. All right. They just want to put money into Skyrim 2, Electric Boogaloo, and Fallout 5 because they know they'll be system sellers. Actually, you know what?
That's actually it. Yeah.
I think, I honestly, they might be like, dude, we need one of these games as a launch title. Like, we need a working launch title this time around, you know? Halo Infinite didn't happen, right? What?
Right. I think that's the problem is Microsoft's actually like burning at the stake right now. Because, like, Halo Infinite was, like, a flop. Like, the multiplayer is still... I think it, like, came back a little bit, but it's not, like, as big as it used to be. And, like, Xbox hasn't really released a game in, like, forever, right?
What are you talking about? Right,
exactly. Like, so, like... And then they bought all these other studios. They're buying Activision. That's a big investment for them. And then for not only for them to buy it, because I'm sure their intentions were, we buy this, we make Call of Duty exclusive, but then literally the government was like, no, you can't do that. Stop. So like, I don't know, maybe they're just hemorrhaging money at this point. Like, yeah, they own Activision, they're gonna make Call of Duty bucks, but like it's not gonna be enough to like support them.
What else is like shocking to me is that higher up in the article it said that id is still well and good, that they're not shutting down id, who develops Doom. However, as previously mentioned, most of the veterans from Doom have already left and have started up another company called Empty Vessel. So like, even if we get another
that's a
Doom
banger
game,
name. That's a banger studio name.
Even if we get like another Doom or something, like maybe we won't because it isn't being shut down, but we'll get games similar to it, and it's got a bunch of banger developers and people who are in the business that have moved over to this new indie company. So like, why shut down Tango or Arcane Austin, where, you know, like Derek was saying, Tango specifically, most of their games have been nothing but bangers and new IPs and like great content, and shut down id because you just lost half of your key influential members for Doom. So like, what are you banking on with that one?
Right.
This is the world we live in now. So, and by the way, they just launched Hi-Fi Rush on PS5. Like, what was it, a month or two ago?
On PS5, it came out like last month.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder if maybe it didn't do well on like the PS5.
I actually think people bought it though. Like the PlayStation guys all bought it, I'm sure, or tried it out or whatever.
We couldn't be happier with the team at Tango Gameworks delivered with this surprise release. Oh, but by the way, later.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye now.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Honestly, in the wake of all this, I know it's... sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You're good. I appreciate it.
But honestly, in the wake of this, and I know it's been something we haven't talked about, but some of these consultation companies that work on like inclusivity and whatnot, I'm gonna be honest, guys, just the way the market's looking nowadays, I can't wait for the video game crash to happen.
I think it's happening though. That's
maybe it'll actually get normies out of my hobby again.
I think we're in it right now. Like maybe Sony and Microsoft are doing nothing.
Let you guys, screw off so I can enjoy my video games in peace.
Back to your gaming.
Like, by the way, to answer your question real quick about Hi-Fi Rush and PS5, I just found an article about it and I put it into the channel just so you can review it if you need to. But apparently it is doing incredibly well already.
It's just like, this makes me sad. And also, I feel bad for these people. Like, it's one thing to get noticed, like, hey, your studio's going to close down. This was like overnight. Like, hey, you have no job anymore, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's the worst part of it, honestly. In the middle of all this, so it's literally, I know I've seen a couple of articles floating around today and people posting on Twitter. I know it's X. You're not going to tell me different. You really aren't safe anymore. Like, from any aspect of anything. It doesn't matter if your studio made a great breakout game like Hi-Fi Rush was. It doesn't matter if you make a good game, because some higher up corporate executive in a suit can say, sorry, you all no longer have jobs.
Which is ridiculous. That's insane.
I realize that this is also that we also have listeners that are only listening to the podcast, so just imagine me flipping a large middle finger.
It's just, like, that's super scary for anyone in any position, especially for like everyone around you to also lose their jobs. Yeah. And in this case, it's like, if you can't feel protected under a behemoth company like Microsoft, then where can you actually feel safe in this community or in this
Microsoft, who is, I guess, valued at $3 trillion? If you cannot feel safe at a $3 trillion company,
right?
Where else can you feel safe at?
People are
but I
really...
feel like we all know that Microsoft. It feels like people are just victims of Microsoft being too big to fail, and then when things go south, people get ejected from the company, and it's like, how can you feel safe now?
People are starting to say that they want Phil Spencer to like remove himself. Like they're gotten to the point where like Phil Spencer, you're like failing as a leader. We need a new leader in Xbox. I don't know if this comes from him or I assume it's higher ups because he's just the Xbox division head, not the Microsoft division. And from what I'm reading, it's Microsoft closing the studios. And only so much he can say, "Hey, I'm not going to let you close the studio down." But
what Microsoft says goes.
Right. Overall, he just like He gives his okay. He gives his like input and like his vast gaming knowledge. Like, this is how we're going to fix things. And I guess nothing's really turned around from Microsoft or Xbox. Like, Game Pass is probably the best thing they've done. And they also turned a great profit after buying Activision with these Call of Duty sales. And they even said like, oh, we're like one of the biggest publishers now because of it. So like from a business standpoint, yes, they're probably like a
feeling that some shifty nonsense. Sorry, I did it again.
No, please continue. It's a Rob show now.
I mean, like they give me the biggest publisher they want.
No,
but, oh, he's gone.
No,
they could be the biggest publisher they want.
No, it's cool.
If there's no games coming out, like I don't know, it's just like it doesn't add up. Like even like we haven't gotten a Call of Duty in what 2 years? When did Modern Warfare 3 come out? It wasn't last year. It was the year before, wasn't it?
No, that was November.
In fact, 2023? Was it really?
Yeah. November 2022 was Modern Warfare 2. November 3 was 2023, which everyone figured out, and there's no official announcement about it, but it's really just a fork of 2. It was really just going to be a massive DLC drop, but they said, hey,
maybe that's what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
This year apparently is going to be Black Ops 5 or something, or Gulf War or something.
It's some sort. It's Black Ops insert title here.
Right. Exactly. So.
But like even like I don't know. It's just like, could that much money really be coming in from these other guys? Bethesda really hasn't released a game since Starfield, and like I don't understand Game Pass's profit margin, right? Like if I have Game Pass and I play Starfield, it doesn't count as a sale for Starfield, right? Like.
I don't know how
Starfield technically sold terribly, but everybody played Starfield, right?
I think how they count it is like because you need online to use Game Pass. I think there's some like counter, or not even counter, just something that tells Microsoft, hey, this person's playing Starfield on Game Pass. Therefore, they not counting as a sale, but as a player. So like,
right? If so they have a player number, but not a sales number for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
that's so like you're right.
Then in that aspect, I would say Starfield technically sold terribly because of that. But I don't really know the sales number because I actually really think like when it first came out, I think Steam sales did well. Right. But when it first came out, I remember we had issues finding the actual sales numbers of Starfield for Xbox because they just kept giving us like a player count number.
Right.
So like, but like, there's definitely got to be a difference between like a sale number and a player number, right? Like, like I could have Game Pass but never touch Starfield. Like that doesn't count towards it at all.
Yeah, but the second you play it once, I think they clock that because that's how they
it that way.
Yeah, that's how they like stop. That's why some games will stop, putting on Game Pass because the amount they pay like the developer versus how many people are actually playing on Game Pass, it doesn't equal like enough. Microsoft must or Xbox must have a line. It's like, okay, there has to be this many players each month to justify us paying this much to the developer.
Right.
But because they own Bethesda, they don't have to worry about how much. Well, they obviously worry how many people are playing it, but they don't have to worry how much it's selling. Because there can't be a lot that's, well, at least on the Game Pass side, they can't be looking up, hey, like people, like no one's gonna buy Starfield on Game Pass like while they have it, right? Even if it is discounted.
But like I feel like they still have to like sell the game for some extent at least, because then they also still have to like it doesn't make sense to me from a business standpoint, right? Like they're paying all these guys to make this product, and then they're like, free product for our Game Pass guys, and then like I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Doesn't make sense anymore.
It's stupid.
Derek, this is why you're not in the suit and they are. Okay, you're not smart enough. Not smart enough.
Like Phil took my wife.
Yeah, Derek actually has a deep vendetta against Microsoft because Phil actually,
I 1v1'd him on Gulch in Halo 2, and that's how it ended.
It was a money match, and that's how I became bankrupt. Phil, you bastard. Yeah, so like I'm losing more and more faith in Xbox, even though I do like Game Pass a lot. Realistically, though, if you have a monster PC, you could just get PC Game Pass. It is still nice to have Xbox Game Pass on the Series X. Like it's still a great value for what it is. It just hurts that they're like making all these problems and like they're losing trust heavily with people, with the player base. Anyway, So that's where I want to end that.